Let's see if we can get a little good evening. So we'll type in the little browser here, and then we'll kick things off here shortly. Okay. All right, and as we're waiting, I just want to describe some of the things that we plan on doing this round. We're going to talk about fly fishing presentations, and then our recent release of iFish News, October 24, 2016. And we'll just give it a few while some folks join. And if not, we'll just go ahead and kick things off, and maybe we can get this one to record and be able to keep this one on the internet. So we'll just wait just a few more minutes here, or seconds, and then we'll start things off. Alright, we'll go ahead and begin. This is fly fishing presentations, courtesy of the field team. This round we're going to be talking about some fly fishing presentations that we plan to test out here in the next few weeks as trout stocking season kicks off, at least across the border over there in Oklahoma, and then soon after, hopefully here in Texas, in the North Texas area specifically. And then also, we'll go into just briefly talking about iFish News and the latest things that we posted there, focusing mainly on the upcoming trout stockings, as well as the availability of some trout stockings in the Oklahoma area. So we'll kick things off with fly fishing presentations. First thing we'd like to talk about is basic presentations. Had a question from one of our readers. What are the fly fishing presentations we use? We use 3 basic presentations, and they're variations of the other 3 when we fly fish. And just to make it a little bit easier, we group them into 4 categories: upriver, downriver, high stick, and then a variant, which is basically a variant of a combination of those 3. And then we'll go right into the upriver basic presentation. Before we go there, let's just make sure that we have some folks online and may have any questions. Okay, it looks like we've got 2 folks watching. If you care to bring up any questions, certainly just put it in the chat window, and we'll check back every so often to see if there's any questions coming in. So talking about the basic presentations, we said there was an upriver, a downriver, a high stick, and then a variant of those 3. So we're talking specifically of the upriver presentation. This one is casted at varying angles of the current, or to the current. So depending on where the fish are and where we're standing in the river or on the bank, we may have to do a more shallower angle, or maybe a wider angle cast to get our fly where we want it to. It's typically a dead drift or no drag, so we'll cast it out, and the intent there is to follow the bubble line and just make sure that our fly is moving in sync with the bubbles that are floating by. If we're doing that, then it's likely that we have some minimal drag. We'll use them for both wet and dry flies, and from a strike indicator standpoint, sometimes we'll use them. In most cases, you won't use it for dry flies. Other cases, you'll use the indicator for wet flies, but it's not set in stone. I mean, we've been out there in the past where we needed that indicator for dry flies because some of the dry flies that we're using are so small we can barely see them on the surface. So we use the indicator as a means to get an indication of a strike. And so that's the basic presentation, our first grouping upriver. And what we plan on doing over the course of the next few weeks, months, is as we go out there fishing, we'll put together some video or some snapshots of how we're doing these different casts. And then we'll meet again, and we can probably show you some more details as to what these specific casts are in these presentations. So the next one is downriver. That's the next basic presentation. And before we go there, we'll see if anybody has any questions. Nope, no questions right now. Okay, we'll go right back. Basic presentation, downriver. Again, it's casted at varying angles, and it's basically like the other, like the upriver, except in the case of a dead drift or no drag, we may actually add a twitch to the to that presentation. Again, we'll use for both wet and dry flies. From a strike indicator standpoint, again, no indicator used for dry flies, indicator for wet flies, but again, not set in stone. We've flip-flopped either way. But bottom line, in the case of downriver, you're casting down current or down the river and letting your line or your fly drift into where the fish are lying. In some cases, depending on where they are and the strength of the current, you may have to cast a little bit further upstream and get to get your fly down to where they are lurking in a specific pool or pocket. Other things is when the case of a downriver, and maybe this is a variation that we were talking about, where we'll cast it and we'll actually just let loose line out of the reel so that we can continue to let our fly drift downward, down current with minimal drag, and hopefully getting that fly into the zone. All right, so I think we may even have some video from past videos of how we've been using this particular cast or presentation. See, the next one is the high stick. Before we go there, again, I'll go back and see if anyone has any questions. Nope. Okay, so in the high stick, think of Tenkara fishing, where you hold your Tenkara rod high and you've got most of your line out of the water, and you are basically following that fly through the current and looking for any indication of a strike. So basically it's a short cast, if non-existent, so you're just basically lifting high your rod high in the water, and you're minimizing that line in the water. No strike indicator, and typically you'll be using nymphs, midges, and streamers. You may use dry flies. We've done that before, where we used a dry fly in high stick in a particular fast current, where we see them just kind of lurking just in different pockets or parts of the run. But most of the times we're using a heavier nymph. And in this case, deeper in the water column, and some folks call it check nymphing. We just call it high sticking. In the case of the variation of our basic presentation, this could be adding a retrieve with varying speed. So we went upriver, and this time instead of doing that no drag, we're actually doing these short pulls of the line and getting our fly to get some action. And again, you'll play by ear. Sometimes the fish want no movement in your fly. They just want it kind of swinging through the current. Other times they want some action, and it seems like any twitch or any change in movement is going to get them to strike, and so you play that by ear. Other case of variation is swinging the fishing fly downriver. So we'll cast it upstream and we'll let the current take it downriver, and at the tail end of the swing we'll hold up and either hold the swing, and we'll see our fly kind of do a dip and rise, and that's usually going to get a strike. Other cases, at the end of the string, we'll start twitching the rod, and we're getting strikes in that manner as well. And like we were saying earlier on the downriver cast, where we release line to extend the downriver presentation, this is where we've casted downriver. It's already at the end of the swing, and now we're just letting the line out of the reel, and hopefully at a fast enough pace with the current that our fly is not getting hung up or getting any drag to where the fish aren't going to strike. And then other cases, we're working a pocket. This one's our classic one, where we see the fish in a particular pocket. We're standing upstream of it, and we're casting the fly upstream of the pocket, and we're dropping it right into where the fish are, and we're getting the strikes out matter. Alrighty, and so that's pretty much what we have. It's a short presentation. Hopefully we make it longer once we get some video out in the field. That said, we'll open up for any questions. Alright, so far no questions, but if you do have anything, just let us know, and we'll definitely answer some questions. And that said, while we're waiting for other folks to join or possibly ask any questions, we'll shift over to our most recent issue of iFish News. This is one that we've been playing around with for some time. We've put out several let's see, bear with me while I get us to the page. We put out several editions of iFish News. It's an online newspaper that we put together. If you go and click on the online newspaper drop-down menu, you can see the different ones that we've posted. And this particular one, we posted it Monday. talking about some current trends. Normally we're talking about current trends in our local area, typically Lake Lavon, the Denison Dam, and different small community lakes and ponds that we have in the area, as well as some reports that we see coming in from folks in Possum Kingdom, as well as some different lakes and whatnot, and rivers. In this round, since we're so close to the Oklahoma stocking trout season, specifically, things are going to be heating up here in November, with the Blue River getting its first stocking, and then year-round you've got the Lower Mountain Fork, as well as Lower Illinois River, which they've been getting their stockings. I believe it's every 2 weeks, if not once a week, and it's year-round. We're hoping to be able to hit the Lower Illinois here sooner than later. We've been to the Blue when they stock. We've been to the Lower Mountain Fork actually earlier this year and got some good video there, or maybe a month ago, and got some good video there. And we're hoping that these upcoming weeks with the trout stockings, we'll be able to get some really good chance to play with some of these trout, especially some of the bruisers that they'll be stocking in these different places. And again, take a look at it. iFish News, real simple to find on the internet. iFish News, and it'll come up, or ifishnews.com. Additionally, we do have a Facebook page if folks want to stay in touch there. And then what we try doing is at least get this out monthly, if not every 2 weeks. But how things go, it just depends on the action that we're getting and the reports that we're seeing. What we do hope to do is over the course of the next few, going into November, December, that we'll be able to provide some more recent updates as to the things that we've been doing, specifically in the trout stocking area, since we are trout fishermen at heart, and we definitely have our own website, stockertroutfishing.com, that focuses mainly on fishing for these stock trout. So that's it. We'll shift over to see if there's any questions. None. All right. Well, that's pretty much all we have this round. If anyone has any questions offline, feel free to shoot an email to us, or just shoot over a comment in the live stream chat window, or comment window, and we'll definitely see it and hopefully be able to give you an answer. All right. With that said, that's all we have this round. Till next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.